Hey guys, Jeremiah with Steps Pressure Washing and More. We're out here in Smithfield, North Carolina today. Is I guess one of 4 towns we're going to be in. I kind of messed up my schedule. I overscheduled for the wrong areas. So I started in Angier, then I'm going to head to Smithfield, then I'm going up to Knightdale, then I'm going down to Garner, then going back down to Angier. So a lot of my day-to-day is going to be wasted on driving time. But hey, that is what it is. It was my own doing, so I take responsibility for that, which, as a solopreneur, sometimes you gotta bite the bullet and take the job when you do. The second house we're doing today, they're putting it up for sale, so I couldn't really schedule them too far out, and Smithfield to Knightdale was kind of my best option, because I wanted to say yes to that job. So sometimes you have to say no, sometimes you have to say yes, and this one I wanted to say yes to. So I'm going to turn you around, I'll show you what we got going on here. We were actually at this property over the summer. We cleaned out their gutters and I gave them a card with a quote to pressure wash their beautiful white home. And as you can see, we've got a good bit of green on it. So it is going to be a huge difference today, a good transformation. Before we leave, a lot of spider webs, just your general, good bit of green all over the house. And so that has definitely been needing it for a few minutes. Well, a few months. That's probably why this area does not look super prepped, so I will give it a good rinse down with no chem. I might just skip it. I don't know. We'll see. I might at least give it a rinse down. Alright, got some plants over here, so I'm going to pre-wet everything on this area before I start. And really, even this southern side has algae under each one of these siding panels, so this house is definitely in need of it. That's probably why I left them a quote, because it was ready last year. And I'm going to try and get this done. Again, I'm going to be spending a lot of my time. Hey, something growing in the gutters. Probably time to do those again. I don't always pre-wet the vegetation, but if I know I'm going to get it covered in bleach, it is right up against the house like this stuff. I want to get it a nice, good saturation. That way, hopefully, I don't burn it. Alright, made our way around to the back of the home. I'm definitely going to recommend an every 18-month service on this one, just so it doesn't quite get this bad. Maybe I can tie it in with a gutter clean, 1 trip, 2 jobs. This house, when I gave them a card at our 2023 price. I think it must have been earlier in the spring, because I raised our prices in 2023. Then I had to raise them again this year. So the price I quoted them is not our current price, but I went ahead and honored it because they're an existing customer, and the price difference is about what I pay to get a new customer with paid advertising. So that's one thing that I will keep in mind when discussing price with my customers is I'm saving a little bit, because I'm already in contact with them, and I don't have to pay to get out in front of them again. I did that once. Either way. Using our standard 1% mix, even though this one is a little bit worse for wear. We're just going to be hoping for a little extra dwell time, letting that do the work rather than bumping up the bleach. I'd rather spend a little more time doing the job than have to worry about killing vegetation or messing up windows, anything like that. I've always done a 1% on my house wash mix, and it has worked very well for me so far. Doing our standard wash two sides, rinse two sides method on this. And I pulled the hose all the way around the house, so I'm kind of at the farthest point away from the truck when I started. And I should end up close to the truck when I finish. So it's easier just to roll everything right back up and get out of here. Head up to the next one. Alright, just spraying it on and letting it work. This is probably going to be my easiest project for the day. Got some impacted gutters on both homes next. So it's going to take a little extra time and a lot of extra work. Get that knocked out. So a little green on a white house is a welcome start to the day. Already seeing a transition towards the bottom. Alrighty, here we go. All done. Draining what's left in the tank out so we can ride empty. This side came out absolutely stunning. I ended up giving a couple areas a second wash just because it needed it. It's been quite some time since this was cleaned. Try and leave the property the same way I found it. That way they don't come home, let their dog out, and lose their dog. But this whole area came out great. Got a couple bugs already on it. And I didn't use any Kim inside this screened-in patio. I just did some fresh water to rinse everything real good. Alright, well, off to Nightdale. Go get that one washed so we can, well, actually go get the gutters cleaned so we can start washing it. Yeehaw. Alright, we're on job number 2 for the day. Looking here at the southern side of the house is heavily oxidized. That's already been discussed with the homeowner, so they are aware of it. Along with the back side of the house, also heavily oxidized. We're going to be starting this one off, cleaning the gutters in the front and back. And then we're going to be doing a a gutter brightening service just on the front, along with coming through and washing the whole house. This is probably the worst area. Right back here they've got some pear trees and a couple other plants growing, but gonna get this knocked out, brightened up. They're getting the house ready to sell, so it needs to be nice and pretty. And I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that for them. They did note that many of their outlets are broken, so I'm going to be paying extra attention to that, along with taping up the ones that I can. Hitting these dormers right up here, and then seeing what I need to do to get to this gutter line right here. But all in all, should just be a simple gutters and house wash. Alright, here we go. Got the hose wrapped all the way around the house, and I do want to note here on the southern side, here's a couple chips in the siding. Nothing too serious, just wanted to make note of it before I started. And luckily, I had a good place to park today. So I'm going to work my way all the way back right around to the truck and then finish off the front of the house before doing the gutter brightening. Alright. Alright, so I think my unloader went out on me. This is super low pressure for being on the XJET, and when I let off the trigger, I don't hear that bypassing gauge, and then pulling on the trigger again, there's no kick, there's no nothing. So I'm gonna see about getting this washed. I'm pulling soap. I'm gonna have to go and manually switch from soap to rinse, and get a replacement unloader after this one's done. Oh, joy. Found the problem. Not an unloader. That's what I call a broken hose. Yay! Well, problem solved. Alright, so I got 100 feet of spare hose stretched out and unkinked. Just heard the unloader kick on, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a phenomenal pressure on this one. Alright, gotta take care of it. Once I get all the air out of that hose. Oh man, there it is. Alright, gonna have to get a little creative on this one with 100 feet, but at least I'm back in action. I can figure out replacing the hose and maybe having a spare unloader too. Alright, so my 150 and my 50 were connected by these two quick connects, and they have fused together and I can't get them to separate. They're rusted in there pretty bad. So I just took off the quick connect on my 50 foot from the 150. I'm going to put this over with the 100 just so I can get this job done. Alright, just wrapping up on this one. I ended up doing the gutter brightening on the back as well for the customer's request. And my orange gun is already dead. This thing is not supposed to be leaking like that. I think I've had it maybe 6 or 8 weeks. And I've got to replace it. So I'm going to replace this with the 2608 like I had before. Alright, so that one's going to do it here. Got everything nice and loaded up. Ready to roll. Gonna head down to Garner and clean some gutters. Alright, house number 3 for today. Just gonna be doing some gutters. And there's a lot of gutters. So I'm gonna be starting here in this back corner. And gonna be hitting all these gutters right up here. Probably could have used the 32 foot today, but this might be reachable with my 24. We're gonna find out. A lot of oak trees here, so hopefully it's big leaves, not a ton of pine straw, but like I'm seeing some stuff here in the corner, so I'm gonna get my Vans on so I can get up here on this roof line. I can see like a stick stuck up here in the be around me stick up in that corner. I'm gonna go up there and blow all that out. Hopefully I can use the leaf blower on all this just because it's been so dry lately. And that'll also save me a bunch of time, but we'll see. And here we kind of got the same thing, a little gutter line in the front bigger gutter line on the side, and then there's more gutters way up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this cleaned out. Yep, I definitely could have used the 32 today. Just shy of hitting that gutter line. Alright, so I am all done with this one on the gutter lines, that is. One bad thing about using the leaf blower, you do get a great clean, but you gotta go do ground cleanup. So off to do the cleanup it is. Alright, so for today we did 2 house washes, 2 gutter cleanouts, and a full house gutter brightening. And I am just about exhausted, and I'm calling it a day. That's all I got for y'all today. Y'all be safe out there.